That gangbanging shit for the birds. It's too much money out here. You better get it how you live. On this episode of Grape Street TV, we gonna jump right into Why We Bang, Part 2. Before we jump into this, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button so I can pop up on your timeline like the chicken pox. Boop, 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 boop. Y'all already know the deal with me, man. Listen, tap in. So part 1 was based on, the introduction of why we bang and why certain dudes choose to gangbang. So we gonna start this one off with the 1992 Watts riots when, the Peace Treaty came along and every hood and every section was getting along in the city of Watts. All projects, was able to go into each other's projects. In part 1, we touched bases how we all went to the same schools and, such as Markham Junior High, and we grew up fighting each other and, going through the gangbanging emotions. So about time the Peace Treaty hit and we was able to go in each other's hoods, it was like we was already friends from school. Even though we were enemies, we still had certain people that we got along with. Like the Sharks knew the Sharks and the Marks knew the Marks. So like I said in part 1, we didn't have too much to do as we was growing up. So when the Peace Treaty came along, it gave us a lot to do because we was able to go in different communities and different neighborhoods and turn up and meet new people and get into new trouble straight up. So if you was growing up in that era around the Peace Treaty days, then, it got a little bit fun. We started going to different communities. We was doing like, water gun fights, balloon fights, and which, kind of turned into more beef later on down the line. But we gonna get into that on a whole nother episode. So after the riots cleared up and, they seen we made peace in the streets, they never put any programs in the streets, to try to stray the youth away from doing bad things. They basically just set us up for failure. Like, we didn't have no jobs out. It wasn't a lot of things to do. And the police was harassing us back to back. And they was eager to break the peace. So a lot of people that came up, in that era when it was the Peace Treaty and it was going in each other's hoods, that's why a lot of dudes chose to gangbang as well, because it looked fun and it looked like everybody got along. And you meeting girls from different communities, and that's how people start having babies in different projects in different hoods. So those type of days, them Peace Treaty days, it was fun because everybody threw parties and everybody threw parties in everybody's hood. So it was real fun, and it was dangerous at the same time because we didn't know that the police was plotting against us to break the Peace Treaty so it could get back to the normal business. We was blind to the fact that the police was, making all this money off of us by sending us to jail, and the adults was getting sent to the county jail to where they put you on this bus and move you from this facility to a whole nother one, and they get making money off of you. So they sent a lot of their kids to college. They bought houses. We would sleep to the game while we was out here picking each other off. So right around the time everybody got comfortable and then got different girls pregnant in different communities, the police got back on their BS. They start setting us up. They start riding out in different neighborhoods and shooting and faking like they was from a different gang. And that's what caused a lot of beef and caused us to get back, on the BS. And a lot of people, lost their life to that gang war because everybody was going in everybody's hood and everybody knew who everybody was. So basically it's like every hood had to drop on their enemy hood because they just got through hanging with these people, you know, having fun, knew who everybody was, they knew who the hitters was. So here comes the war. Now everybody's warring, and a lot of people lost their life, like I said. And you got these people that's growing up, the youth, they want to get revenge for certain people that got knocked down in this gang culture. Farthest, you know, like I said in part one, their fathers, their older brothers, their cousins, you know, mothers, aunties. Like, these young guys was born into the gang culture and jumping off the porch after the police stirred up all this beef back when we just had peace. So yeah, that was basically my era getting caught up, you know, for those that was already out there and those that was jumping off the porch. And that's right around the time they start passing out, you know, prison time like candy. They was passing out 100 years with a life sentence behind it. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna live 100 years. So with the current events happening and the new generations that was jumping off the porch, they was jumping off the porch straight into some BS, you know, a full-blown war. Blind to everything that was going on because it was new to them, and they just thought that this is what gangbanging was about, you know. If you ask a lot of youngsters why they bang, they don't even really have an answer for you. A lot of them just, you know, followed the trend and started gangbanging. So a lot of the new generation, they don't know nothing about what gangbanging is really about and how it started. They don't even know how their hood started. They don't even know why they beef with these certain hoods. And, you know, they just grew up hating people, and they don't even know why. They just think this what I'm supposed to do because I was born into this, or I chose to gangbang and I live on this side of the tracks, straight up. With that being said, While We Bang Part 2 is officially coming to an end. Make sure y'all hit that like and that subscribe button and stay tuned for Part 3. But, you know, the big old reality check out of this is don't gang bang. There's nothing in there for you but a prison cell, a coffin, a wheelchair, you know, some BS waiting for you at the end of that tunnel, man. So stay solid and stay focused. Catch you on the next one. They said it on Paid in Full. People get shot every day, B. Straight up.